right, creators, let's take a look. It's been 1 week since we started our ads, and a quick recap. Here's what we're promoting. It's a guide to help creators track, report, and organize their Facebook and IG ads with ease. Really, it's our basics for setting up an ad account in a way that makes it really easy for you to run your own ads and really easy to measure your own ads. It's one of the things we see is the most common issue when we audit accounts is just poor naming, ad reporting that doesn't work, and the tracking's messed up. When you get those things right, you can do some really interesting things, and I can show you here just how to use what's in that training, but you're here to see the results. And so we had different team members who are participating in this challenge create their own ad copy and ad creative. So you can see here Trey, who's one of our ad managers, he was responsible for actually running these ads. So he got to pick the first images, videos, and copy to test. But take a look here. We're only doing $25 a day. We're optimizing for leads. We don't have any tripwire yet, although that's coming. That's always an important thing to add. We have 3 types of audiences. We have 2 interest-based audiences and an Advantage Plus audience, which we give it a seed. We give the algorithm a seed and then let it expand beyond where we are. And so if you look here, you can see the different audiences, fairly close number of leads they've each driven. You can see, though, that this business owners audience, North America and Canada, I'm assuming NA is North America. It's a bit duplicative, but I'm assuming that's what it means, is 547. That's winning. If you look at the amount of spend, it hasn't gotten all the spend. Oftentimes, the bigger audiences, this A+ audience using the lookalike but expanding beyond it, is getting more spend. The bigger the audience, often the more spend it'll receive. Could be that this audience is just a little volatile. So, it's learning. All of these are still learning. We don't worry about this early on, but when you're in learning, it often will be more volatile because the algorithm is continuing to search within your audience for top performers. Even if it's performing well, it'll keep looking. So click-through rate's strong. Anything above 1% for a lead gen is what we're looking for as our base minimum. Landing page conversion rate for cold audiences, which these are, we want at least 20%, if not 30%. You can see here these are all looking pretty decent. This one, a little, actually, anything over 60%, we start to worry about double counting, but it's not so many leads, so it could just be a fluke a bit. So we'd watch that. But overall, landing page conversion rate's looking strong. We checked the leads. We use Kit for our email software. We checked Kit. The leads are really close. They match, so that's all good. If you want to see what ads are winning, Trey, because we're all competitive, named them after the person who made them, so we can really see. So if I sort here about what's getting spend, and these are in the 3 different ad sets, so that's why you'll see duplicates. Trey's ad here, which is an image-based ad, a lot of colors, very different than our own branding, but we wanted to try a variety of different things. And I can show you the ad copy and headlines we're testing too. Really high click-through rate for a lead gen ad for especially this type of audience. I'm not unhappy with a $7.60 lead for going after a higher value creator audience interested in hiring someone to run their ads, or if they're managing their own ads, maybe they'll come into our group program. So $7, $7, $8 for a lead is not bad. Love to see that get lower, but we're in the early days of testing. Looks like Lise has an ad here that's getting $7 a lead. 3 have come in. Meg has a video here with a couple variations of ad copy inside the same one. This is a video that Meg requested I make, where I make coffee, and then it cuts to me asking the question. So interesting. It's slow in the beginning, but it's still getting leads. So that's really interesting. Down here, these are the 2, looks like these have the most leads and are a better cost, which is interesting. And again, it's Trey's video. And this is where naming conventions are super important and why we really emphasize this. So the ad creative here is all named uniquely. So you can name it something specific if you want, like image, lots of color. But we just say image 1, image 2, image 3, have a really simple naming system in our drive that matches. But then you can search. Okay, come on, Meta. Add name. They're messing with me now. So add name contains image. So this then lets us look at all images. So I could look at the total here. I could see images, 13 leads at 947. How about doesn't contain? And because our naming conventions are very similar like that, and we say what's in it, So it doesn't contain image. 9 leads at 497. So that's pretty interesting. So across the board, across ad sets, across types of creative, video is performing better, but the images are getting more spend. So that might be something that we try and force later. Move my head over here. Something else you could look at is if we want to look at just trays, that's image 1. So now we can look at just trays and see the total here, 10 leads at 388. That's much more competitive when we look at that compared to the video. So it makes sense then that images are spending more. It's just that a lot of the spend is going to some of the top performing images and the other images haven't spent. So you can see how strong this is. If we look here, a lot of these haven't spent as much, so I might try forcing it. Here's a video tray request that I make. Talking straight to the camera, big goofy microphone attached to me, but that's doing pretty well. So yeah, you can see everything we're doing. And then if you want to see a breakdown, you can do demographics, different things, but you can click on creative element here. And if you click this, it'll tell you all the text. So all the ad copy that we're running, and what's doing the best. So you can see here, want to make finally, this piece of ad copy is by far doing the best. So that's really interesting. And that's definitely something, highest click-through rate, which on the ad creative, that's where ad creative has the biggest effect. But then conversion rate is also really strong. So people are clicking at a high rate, and then when they get to the page, they're converting. So that's super interesting. If you wanted to look at something like what headlines are we using, you can see here, looks like mostly only one headline is getting all the spend. It's got the emoji in it. When the other ones have this little spend, we might want to try testing these again just because Meta decided really early to pick that as a winner, but it's interesting. Yeah, and so you can look at age, you can look at all these different ways to cut it up, but for what we're doing, we're looking for business owners, creators who are looking to run ads. So we don't have a ton of age filters here. You can see they're going all over the place. So that's what we're doing. And so next steps here, Trey is responsible for the performance of this. He's one of our best ad managers, so he'll be able to go in here and figure out what works. We might need more time at $25 a day. You don't want to cut things off too early. I'm already seeing some good trends though. Trey's image looks great. That's working. Would want to double down there. We have that one ad copy that seems to be working really well. This one video of me that Trey requested is working really well. Some of the other ones haven't gotten enough. Lisa's image here is actually doing pretty decent, even if it's just $7. It's early, so that's great. So might be we just turn some off, and you can see Trey's already been turning off ads that are getting spend, but just not performing, just to kind of and you can see we have a lot down here that hasn't even gotten spend. So very early days. You don't want to be too precious about, deciding things early. We really want to let the algorithm optimize. We're still in learning mode. The algorithm's going to be volatile, so we'll keep you posted, but hopefully you get to follow along and learn some things too about how to manage your ads, how to pace them. If you have questions, let us know in the email.